Welcome back to Dargslan Networking. This is Lecture 1.6, and it might be the most practical conversation we have before you actually sit down to take your CCNA. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the 200-301 version 1.1 exam itself. The format, the cost, and exactly what to expect on test day. Because here's the truth. You wouldn't play a game without knowing the rules, and certification is no different. So let's start with the credential itself. The CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, is the most recognized entry-level networking certification in the world. And that reputation matters when your resume lands on a hiring manager's desk. One single exam, the 200-301, proves you can install, operate, configure, and troubleshoot a medium-sized enterprise network. There are no prerequisites, no mandatory courses, just one exam, one certification, valid for 3 years from the day you pass. Now let's break that exam down into 5 numbers worth memorizing. You'll have 120 minutes to work through roughly 100 questions, and the registration fee sits at around $300, though regional pricing can shift that a bit. To pass, you'll need a score of about 825 out of 1,000. Cisco doesn't officially publish the threshold, but 825 is the widely reported mark. And once you clear it, your certification stays valid for 3 years. With the exam logistics settled, let's look at what's actually on it. The V1.1 blueprint splits the content into 6 domains, and the heaviest hitter is IP connectivity at 25%. That's routing, and it deserves the most attention. Network fundamentals and network access each carry 20%. Security fundamentals brings 15%, and IP services and automation round things out at 10% each. The pro tip here is simple. Spend your study hours in proportion to those weights, not by what feels easiest. Now that you know what's on the exam, let's talk about how the questions actually appear. About 60% are straight multiple choice. Pick one or more answers from a list. Another 15% are drag and drop, matching items into the right buckets, and 15% are simulations, where you're dropped into a real CLI to configure a router or switch. The last 10% are simlets and testlets, a single topology with several linked questions. And here's the part you must internalize. You cannot go back. Once you submit an answer, it's locked. So pace yourself, never leave a question blank, and treat every click as final. With the format clear in your mind, the next decision is where you'll actually sit for the exam. You have 2 proctored options. The first is a Pearson VUE test center, a quiet room, on-site tech support, and honestly the choice I recommend for first-timers because there's nothing to set up and nothing to troubleshoot. The second is online from your home or office, which sounds convenient. But Cisco enforces strict room scans, a stable internet connection, a working webcam, and a completely private space. Plan to start your technical check-in a full 30 minutes early. Late arrivals don't get a second chance. Once you've chosen your venue, registration itself follows a predictable 6-step path. You'll start by creating a Cisco account at cisco.com using your real legal name. This has to match your ID exactly, or you'll be turned away on exam day. From there, you link that account to Pearson VUE and search for the 200-301 CCNA. Pick your date and location up to 6 weeks out, and pay the $300 fee, either by card or with a voucher from your employer. Finally, get your IDs ready. 2 for in-person, 1 photo ID for online. And if you're testing from home, run Pearson System Check a full day before. Tick these 6 boxes and registration becomes a non-event. With registration handled, let's talk about what happens once you're actually in the chair. Over the years, my passing students have all converged on 4 habits. First, do the math before you click start. On 20 minutes across 100 questions gives you roughly 72 seconds each, but reserve 5 to 8 minutes for every simulation. Second, save those sims for last. Bank the quick multiple choice wins first. Third, never leave a blank. You can't go back, and a guess still carries a 25% chance. And fourth, breathe. The first few questions always feel brutal. That's just your brain warming up. Remember, this exam isn't testing what you remember. It's testing how you think under pressure. Now let's fast forward to the moment that screen flips to pass. The very second you see it, your result is official. No waiting, no second guessing. Within 24 hours, Credly emails your shareable digital badge. By the 48-hour mark, your CCNA status goes live in Cisco's certification tracking system, and a printed certificate follows in 5 to 7 days if you've requested one. From there, your path opens up. CNP Enterprise, Security, CyberOps, Cloud, Automation, or that first network admin role you've been working toward. But let's be honest, not everyone passes on the first try. The CCNA first-time pass rate sits around 60 to 70%, so if you don't make it, you're in good company. The exam gives you a score breakdown by domain, which is gold. It tells you exactly where to focus. You'll wait 5 calendar days before your first retake, with up to 4 attempts in any 12-month window, and yes, full fee each time. A failed exam isn't a verdict on you as an engineer. It's the most honest feedback you'll ever get. Every Cisco engineer I know failed at least one exam. What made them engineers was coming back. So here's the truth I want you to carry out of Lecture 1.6. The exam is just one day of your life, but the skills you're about to build will carry you for an entire career. You now know the format, the cost, the scoring, the retake rules. You know the game. Next, in Section 2, we roll up our sleeves and install your lab tools because reading about networking only gets you so far. See you there.